Hi there, my name is David. Thank you for watching the video. First, I want to let you know that I'm a real estate broker and I'm a buyer of real estate. I do want you to call me if you're selling a house as is in the Metroplex, Dallas-Fort Worth or Texas. I do want to be available to you as a resource. And in this video, I want to cover how you distribute the estate, the assets, and the money in the estate. When I meet families to buy their house or help them sell, they always get stuck on the inventory portion of probate. And that's usually in the beginning. So if you've been named an executor or you plan to be or an administrator, you're probably going to ask yourself, so how do I do it? How do I inventory everything? And how do I hold off the errors? Because everyone's going to be trying to get the will or understand what's going on. In that process of waiting for court confirmation, the attorney may give you a to-do list, a task list. And that's going to be to inventory all the assets. So before anything is sold or distributed, let's take a step back and make sure that everything is identified in the estate. Make sure everything's secured. Make sure everything is documented for value. This includes the house, any property, bank accounts, vehicles, investment accounts, personal property that is laying around, watches, knives, I guess, or coins, anything like that, or any kind of business interest or any documentation for business. The one thing that you're going to get eventually is court confirmation, and you're going to be named executor or administrator, which gives you the legal authority in the letters of testamentary to act in someone's behalf. And from that point, you're going to open from the inventory you did prior, and you know everything of value now, and you know where the money's at, you know how much money exists in the accounts. You're going to move money into the estate account, and that'll be documented from one account to the other. You're going to start thinking about selling real estate if your family's okay with it. And that's where you call me, hopefully. I want to buy as-is property so I can remodel property like everybody else. But I will definitely be honest with you and help you. But the things that we help with in this process before you're confirmed is we help arrange the estate sales. We help with finding you a good insurance agent locally. We'll help you change the utilities if you need help with that. The last thing, locks. Make it real easy on your neighbor getting to the property or an investor you're working with. Or if you're working with me, I will go change the locks for you on a property. For now, until you get letters of testamentary, don't be in a rush to pay anything off or distribute funds. Take a step back. Let's get the inventory done, get letters of testamentary, and then just have your team in place. And I want to be on your team. So when I speak to attorneys and interviewing for my podcast, they always mention this is where a lot of families get confused on paying off debts and when to pay off debts and when to pay off heirs. You know, the first things that come to mind that you're going to end up paying for as an administrator or executor is the funeral expenses, any and all court costs, the attorney's costs, property taxes, income taxes, and past tax liens. Believe it or not, I'm working with a lady right now to tell you a short story. There's a house right down the street from me that she inherited a property over 7 years ago, and they didn't change the address. The house has been vacant. It's falling down, and they kept getting tax notices. For some reason, they never got a tax bill over 7 years. And for some reason, the city has not foreclosed on that house yet. But now there's $16,000 owed on the property. So you got to be careful. And that has to be paid out of the estate funds or the property funds. So in probate, creditors are notified in the process. That is one of the processes to figure out the probate for the estate. You're probating the will or no will, but you're also notifying all the creditors that need to be paid off. In Texas law, it outlines the priority of who gets paid. If the estate doesn't have enough money, that's when you're going to start negotiating and liquidating assets to settle the estate. And that's going to mean you sell any properties probably first to liquidate, because the cost to do probate is about $7,500 typically. If there's not a problem or an heir or somebody fighting it, you're going to have negotiated claims. If you're looking it up, try not to pay the heirs too soon. If you sell the real estate first, make sure that it gives you time. Transfer the funds into a good estate account, work with your attorney. So once you get everything secured and documented and you know kind of what the debts are for the estate, just be well documented on where money gets moved into the estate, how it gets paid off, how it gets moved out of the estate, why or what reason why you're selling a house for as is because of the condition or whatnot. In some cases, you're going to need court approval, but most likely in many cases, there's only like 1 or 2 heirs. They're not being confrontational, and there's a plan from them because they're beneficiaries. You're going to get them to sign off on everything that's distributed. But in some cases, you have to go back to the judge and prove what you did with the account and why you closed down a bank account, why you sold the house for the property value that it is, or why you sold a car. And they just need another level of authorization to sign off on it. But the best thing to do, if there's any issues, always to get the beneficiaries or the heirs to sign off and to understand 100% clear, crystal clear, why you sold something in the estate. And it's most likely because you're trying to pay off something else. Transparency protects you as the executor. So just take your time, work with everybody. And as a realtor and as a buyer, I'll put any report together you need for comps. If I buy a house for as is, I'll give you an Excel sheet of what I plan to do and what a house needs. Most houses in the Metroplex need about $80,000 worth of repairs. So we have to buy a house for about $120,000 below what Zillow says it's worth. So all that can be documented to help you with your case. And if you're an heir or an executor or administrator, it just helps you get the final court sign off, the attorneys, CYA, and all the heirs. Hope you enjoyed the video.